Hey guys, what's good? Welcome to Order of Opinion. I'm your host Tim. This is my co-host Anthony.
What's good, guys?
For those of you returning or just tuning in, we are going over our ranking of the movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe from the shittiest to the greatest. Order of Opinion. So, at number 5, I have Iron Man 3 with a 7.8.
Wow. I didn't like it as much as that, but it was number 10 on my list. A pretty in-the-middle score of a 6.9. That wasn't meant to be funny either. Just thought it wasn't a 7. There was a lot of things good about it, and that was really different from the first two Iron Mans.
Yeah, they changed a lot in the directing style with the change in director.
Yeah. Shane Black, so of course it was fucking Christmas, you know. Chevy Chase is going to come out of somewhere and fucking...
That's what
go
people
on a road
forget.
trip, so...
It is a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
It is a Christmas movie. I mean, and what really got me about it was it just has a lot more complexity than the first two, to be honest. The first two are really straightforward in terms of plot. This one was sort of all over the place.
Yeah. I mean, but what I did like was, even though it was like a little convoluted, it still was easy to follow somehow.
Yeah.
But...
Well, it had long scenes. They were easy to capture, and they really, the characters really sort of drew you in this one.
I think it was as good of a character-building movie as Iron Man 2, except for the character-building moment, the climax of that moment, is still that Tony is a egotistical, selfish asshole.
Yeah. Even though he admits at the end, he admits that he created all his own demons, and he injured and killed however many people because of his own problems, he is still like, you know, I'm still the shit, though.
Yeah, because I'm Iron Man.
Yeah.
I realized the suit isn't Iron Man. I am Iron Man. So it makes it even worse.
Yeah,
his character's almost worse now.
Does that explain Avengers 2?
Yes.
Why
I truly think it does. I truly think it does. And what's weird is that, yes, that sort of connects to Avengers 2, but, like, this movie... I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but it doesn't feel like it connects to any part of the MCU. Like, this you could just watch by itself. Never even watch Iron Man 1, and it's like, all right.
Yeah, it would make sense.
Like, you won't get the element shit in his chest, but it's like, okay, you would get a lot of it.
You wouldn't really get New York either.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, because that's what the whole movie was about. Because if fucking Tony Stark was in District 9, he'd be the biggest asshole of all time because he fucking hates aliens. I mean, whenever he...
He created like 30 extra suits specifically to kill aliens.
Well, is he feeling a little guilt too? Because essentially, you know, his weapons have been killing and whatnot, and he nuked civilization also.
Yeah.
Like, is it not just that he's scared of them? Is that he's like, shit, like, I nuked somebody. Like, I actually destroyed a race.
Yeah, that's true, because he fucks them up with their own bomb.
Yeah.
So you have to assume that at least the ships
No, not their
there,
own bomb. That was the nuke that fucking S.H.I.E.L.D. sent.
Oh, yeah.
And he just nuked them.
That's
and
right.
Which could have still been made by Stark. Who knows?
It probably was.
I didn't see it. I don't remember it.
But he's out of the weapon game. Sort of.
But he's out of the weapon... Yeah, sort of. Because he's out of the weapon game, but he's in the Iron Man suit game where he's just making a shitload.
Which at this point he has an army of Iron Man suits. A medieval one.
And apparently that pisses off Pepper Potts, even though he just saved the fucking world.
Yeah.
Because she's a fucking bitch. This whole movie, she's a bitch, and then she's a damsel in distress, and then she saves the fucking day.
Yeah.
Like, that is hands down why I hate this movie.
And
is
when
because of that.
When she saves the day, she is like, oh, no, now I get it all. Now I get all their problems.
Yeah, and she even sort of says to Tony, like, yeah, I've been a bitch lately. Like, I suck.
Yeah, she sucks.
She's like, I got something more to complain about other than, you know, being on my period.
What I like for most of the movie is that she's irrelevant.
Yeah. Well, she's irrelevant in a lot of movies. Because, like I said, even with their romance, it's just... You're not buying it. Like, this scene they had... Or this movie, they had sex, right? Supposedly. Yeah. And you still didn't even feel like they really had sex. No, every time they're, like, looking into each other's eyes, it feels hella weird. It feels like two actors that don't fuck each other trying to act like they fuck each other.
And what's funny too is she had more sexual chemistry with Killian when he was showing her his big brain.
Well, yeah, he was trying to fuck her with his brain. That's pretty interesting.
He's trying to get some brain with his brain.
Because, you know, it's shown through Tony in the beginning of the movie, you could be a dick to handicaps, apparently.
He's okay with it.
Yeah, he's okay with it. And Pepper Potts is a stuck-up bitch that she won't give a handicapped guy a look in hell, but when he starts looking normal, oh, now I get my pussy's wet now.
Oh, yeah. So what a weird turnaround for her, too. She's even like, dude, it freaked me out. And then she walks in, she sees him, she's like, oh.
Yeah. He used to ask me out all the time. I was about to fucking put a restraining order on him, but wait.
Yeah.
You don't have acne and you're not limping anymore?
You could feel her have a moist quiver when she'd made that, ooh.
And Happy's being hilarious the whole time.
The forehead of security.
Yeah. But, you know, the thing I liked, just to generalize what I thought about the movie, I really liked Tony going through his PTSD, being super dependent on his suits as to protect him, right? Like as he went through this, he's gonna have, you know, he's gonna try and push alien segregation in the future. So now he hates aliens. He's scared as fuck, and what he does is what a normal guy does at his age with his kind of stature, right? He distracts himself with his work. Can't sleep. He can't do it. He's not pleasing his wife. Because apparently, I don't think they've had sex in 3 movies. So
yeah, no, they haven't even really had a relationship in 3 movies.
Maybe because of his pimp status, like he's trying to hold back the D, and he's like, "Look, I'm not gonna just give you free dick all the time."
That's Tony right.
Tony I'll buy you a goddamn 20-foot rabbit.
And in the intro scene, he did look like a 1990s pimp.
Well, tell me why I first saw that rabbit, and I thought the hands were tits. Like at first, that's what I thought it was.
That was a very
rabbit tit. Fucking
yeah,
but you know, so he's using these Iron Man suits as his crutch for safety. You know, he's having these pussy ass panic attacks. You know, and he's having these panic attacks, and he's always reverting to his suit when, you know, really the movie's trying to show that he is the suit. He is the reason why the suit is prominent. Or whatever, as a hero. And
because you have to imagine, even when, like, Rhodes probably can't pilot the suit as well as he can, and he's the only other dude that can pilot the suit.
Yeah.
So, it goes to show you that Tony does have some mastery over the suit, but he also has this side of him.
With his Qui-Gon Jinn fucking calling.
Yeah.
With his fucking...
Where he does a jump flip to get the mask on him.
And can we speak on that?
That was pretty
Every
shitty.
scene with Tony Stark, like, action scene... He's getting too old for being in these action scenes.
He's doing a lot of jumps and flips. He looks sort of like Yoda fighting Count Dooku.
Yeah, it's too CGI.
Yeah.
Like right now I could really tell, and him being old, like when he's in the suit, just doesn't look right. But
no, not at all. But like I'm saying, he has this dependency on the suit.
Yeah.
So it's weird when you see him in this movie and he has these human fight scenes, I guess.
Yeah.
Like the whole last fight scene sort of was an Iron Man scene, but it was really a Tony Stark scene.
Yeah.
So he really wasn't
And that was kind of funny because he like didn't know how to like handle guns or understand like what clips to put in which one. Like
even though he makes them, he even says he makes them, and then he continues to be like so arrogant that he's like, no, I make them, so this is how it has to be.
Yeah. And then super dick move because Tony's a dick to everyone in this movie because he can't handle stress and losing people because he's not a hero. Right?
Yeah.
And that scene at the end where Rhodey's like, he gets his Iron Legion to come and save the day, and Rhodey's like, yeah, hook me up with a suit, and Tony's like, nah, I don't got any, bruh. I don't got one. I don't got one that'll fit your kind.
Oh yeah, he sort of does. How many? We'll touch on this in Guardians of the Galaxy, and I think someone even does it in this movie. How many times are you going to hear someone say, boy?
Yeah, like what the hell?
There's a lot
Shit's
of
weird,
that.
But, you know, you don't want to get into that, but he's a dick throughout the whole movie, and it makes sense because of what he's going through, right?
But it
sort of still feels like he's a pussy, though. It's like,
yeah,
dude,
he's
you're
a coward.
Hero. Get over it.
He's a coward. He's such a coward, too. When he finds out that his suit's not fully charged, it takes a child to remind him that he builds weapons for a living. Like, and then he sort of like has this revelation like, oh yeah, I can make guns. But he sort of makes like, what is that, like a hyped up paintball marble gun?
Yeah, he goes to Home Depot and he clears out the store which he apparently could have just bought a gun because he fucking uses a gun anyways after his charades
Well,
with all his
where's
weapons.
his wallet?
Dude, he's Tony fucking Stark.
Yeah, but he came from home in his like Iron. He came from his home.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I wasn't buying it. It's like, and what I did like about the movie is they don't hold back on killing people. Like motherfuckers
at all.
die in
Yeah,
this movie.
a lot of people die, and Tony Stark even just shouts out, he's like, "No, I'm going to kill you."
Yeah.
He's like, "I'm sorry."
And Killian kills his ex bitch.
I don't know
Apparently.
what she is to him.
Yeah.
She's the botanist. She grows his weed, and it's the
She
finest.
grows the superpower weed that she turns you into fucking Ryu from Street Fighter.
extremis weed.
What was up with Killian's tattoos at the end?
Dude, yeah, right? And that was something out of Street Fighter, dude. He was doing that capoeira dance, fighting some flips, and it was only he was fighting like that after he revealed that he had these unexplained chest tattoos.
Yeah.
Then he started getting...
Well, is that the actual actor or is that for the movie? Because if it was for the movie, I'm fucking pissed off. Like, I was just saying, all right, I forgot the dude's name. I forgot his name. But, do you know his name?
Guy Pearce.
Guy Pearce, that's right. Guy Pearce. I think he also helped write the movie. But, don't quote me on that, though. That whole scene when he goes into being Street Fighter mode, like, it looks so terrible. The CGI looks shitty. But for a movie that was pretty good CGI the whole movie, right?
Great.
Like, it was solid. The suits were solid. How he got into the suits were solid.
Oh, him jumping between the suits looked really good.
Yeah.
Maybe not unbelievable, but it looked good.
Oh, like the whole scene where he falls in the water and he's about to drown, or he's not about to drown. He's sinking because there's I think there's something falling on
the
him.
building.
Yeah, the building's
The whole house.
the building's falling on him, and he's stuck, and he shoots his arm out to pick him the fuck up and pull him out of the water. That's the best Iron scene.
Oh yeah, that
Iron
was
Man scene ever.
beautiful. And they started doing this first person like Iron Man view where you see from what it looks
yeah.
like to be Iron Man.
Yeah.
And that's cool. They start picking up on the first person. I'm not even mad at that because in some movies, first person can look really cool.
Yeah.
And so I think this is one of those ones where you keep seeing it just his face.
Yeah.
Which looks like it's super deep in the helmet, even though the helmet's not that big.
Yeah.
But everyone wants to be like, no, what's it look like when you're flying around shooting shit?
And sometimes it's not even him in the suit.
Yeah.
And it still has the same outlook. So.
Yeah.
But so to start off the movie, it's the narration, and that's what I wanted to ask you about. How did you feel about the unreliable narrator device they used here?
I mean, it's better than Thor and
Yeah.
Thor 2.
Yeah.
And it's sort of funny because he's like,
Sort
oh yeah,
of.
some guy said this, but I'm saying it, so it makes it important.
But don't you feel like to start off the movie, he's extra prickish? Like he's like injecting himself with whatever, and he just wipes his wounds away, and then he like hits the fucking, whatever that thing they use in karate with the 3 wooden planks.
Oh
sticking
yeah,
out.
he has the little punch board or whatever.
Like what
it's
the
called.
fuck? It was so. That's my problem with the movie. It's so cheeky. It's so cheeky.
But he
like,
is a billionaire.
It's too cheeky. And I never thought I'd think that about like an Iron Man movie.
Yeah.
But it's too fucking cheeky for me. Like the whole point where it takes out tension to me, where it was building the whole movie, is, you know, when he gets out, he's captured by Killian and he escapes out, and that the bad guy that he kills all these bad guys, and the one bad guy he's about to get killed. He's like, oh man, I don't even like these people. It's like, oh god,
Dude,
it's
and
so
it
stupid.
did the same thing in when War Machine, when Rhodes popped out of War Machine and started fighting.
Yeah,
And then he shot the flame breath, and Rhodes just stopped. He's like, "You have flame breath?" Like it was just too.
that's a common theme from Rhodey.
Yeah,
he
he
obviously doesn't understand the comic book world because
Well, think about it. He doesn't fight with the Avengers. Like Falcon even like steps away from the Avengers. He's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to fuck with this shit.
yeah,
But Rhodes is a military, so most of the shit he's handling is like normal human shit.
yeah,
Whereas, so every time he sees something, he's like, "What in the fuck am I got myself into?"
yeah, that's true. And you know the movie moves along pretty good. You know, it's pretty well paced. It's well directed. I can't hate on that.
Yeah.
It's just, it's something that hits me about it. It just doesn't hit me the right way. Like all the Mandarin scenes, right?
I like the Mandarin scenes. I mean, the Mandarin commercials. I like
Yeah,
the Mandarin
well-
commercials. Those were hilarious.
And even the reveal is okay. It's funny, right?
Yeah.
It's funny, but I just feel like the timing was wrong.
It could have been held back.
At that point when it happened, it sort of sucked all the air out of it and was like, oh, this is like a funny comic book movie now. you know?
Yeah.
When it was becoming like a serious, like him investigating stuff. And speaking of investigating stuff, the stupidest thing in the movie. When he pulls up the MIA records from the fucking soldier and he flips and he's like, aim, oh no, Killian.
Killian, who he damn near makes commit suicide at the beginning of the movie by being such a puss hound. He's a puss hound, and when someone with a legitimate idea, like, because you have to imagine Killian's fucking smart. He spent the same amount of time as Tony creating this, like, shadow empire, essentially.
Yeah.
And so, if Tony had paid attention to
this
him...
thinking group or whatever the fuck
think
was
tank. Yeah, a fish tank full of thinkers. No, if he had actually just worked with them, imagine how early on Extremis could have been made.
Yeah.
And what's funny is Killian didn't even want him to work with him.
Yeah.
He just wanted the chick.
Yeah.
And Tony's like, no, I'm going to bang her. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, dude.
Yeah, your legs don't work right. She don't like you.
And then he's a dick to him for no reason. It's like, dude, this guy's on a cane. And he, like, is obviously fucked up in the head. So, yeah, that was funny. And that somehow...
a little foreshadow at the beginning. Dr. Jensen. He's one of the dudes that Tony meets at the Y2K party.
Oh, that's right.
Who, of course, Tony doesn't remember him in the first one because Tony doesn't remember fucking anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And then they obviously they go to the future. And I don't even know if they list it or
to
say
Christmas
it.
future.
And he's being a dick. Tony's being a dick, and then he's like, oh, then this came, and the fucking Mandarin's like, America.
America. No, I love that. I love the Mandarin scene too because he is such like he's such a weird way of talking.
Yeah.
That it doesn't even sound real. It does sound like it's coming to you from a comic book cartoon.
True.
Because he's just the way he says, some people call me a terrorist.
But that's my thing. It's like, what did people complain about it? And it's like, what did you want? Like some Chinese dude from the Olympics fucking...
Yeah, with 10 rings that were magical, and he hangs out with a dragon called Fing Fang Foom. And if any of you doubt that,
we
that's
might as well
real.
have Shaq in the movie.
Yeah, and then, I mean, that might have been a better movie. Dude, what if Shaq was War Machine?
No, but remember the Iron Man suit at the end that, like, helps lift the wall?
Oh, shit, it just ends up being Shaq.
Oh,
And the helmet pops off, he's like, don't talk about Kobe. He's like, Shaq's here. Shaq's here to save the day with some Shaq food.
Yeah. So, and so the Mandarin and the U.S. response is fucking repainting War Machine to make him Iron Man.
Yeah, which even shows how PC the world was in the time Iron Man 3 was coming out, because that's Rhodes' concern. He's like, well, it was a little unfriendly to call it War Machine.
Yeah.
Like, as this is supposed to be a protector, and we're literally saying that it kills people. That's all
true.
It does.
And then, you know, that's what that's that little, where the fuck are they at? TGI Fridays? Like,
so, like Hooters or something.
Somebody doesn't know who Tony Stark is at TGI Fridays.
Which he parks his suit out front.
And he's a dick still.
Yeah.
Like, he gets in, he moves the kid, or he doesn't move the kids out of the way. He runs out to his suit because he's having a pussy panic attack.
Yeah, that was a freaky scene with the kid, though.
Yeah, it was cool.
How'd you get out of the portal?
Yeah. So he's like, aliens, oh no.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, Sigourney Weaver can fucking handle it. You can handle it, dude. Jesus fucking Christ. And he fucking runs out there in his Park Jetta fucking Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
And he pushes Rhodey out the way because he's like, fuck you, because the movie doesn't need any more of your FaceTime, and he flies away.
Yeah, did he get Rhodey far away enough not to be hit with a repulsor blast?
I don't know.
Like, Tony's a dick. He doesn't have any regard for anyone's safety whatsoever.
Yeah. And then that's when they cut out to Happy being hilarious, because Happy was actually pretty damn funny in this shit.
He's hilarious. For the 5 minutes he's in the movie.
Yeah.
Which is sad. It could have been a whole movie about Happy, and I'd have been happy.
Yeah. And that's when Killian they have this random sexual tension between Pepper Potts and Killian that's never seen again, but just to imply that Iron Man's not hitting it right.
Yeah. Oh, that's the universe. Sorry. Let me
he's
show
like,
you.
Here, pinch my cock. You'll see it on my hippocampus or whatever the fuck.
He's like, oh, sorry, that's a picture of my dick. Here, this is my brain. Oh.
He's like, my dick, the universe. Wait, no, my brain.
Extremis dick.
I wonder which is bigger, my brain or cock. Pepper's like, oh, Killian, you're not handicapped anymore.
Yeah.
I wonder what your dick looks like
And
now.
somehow your hair's a little fuller.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, just some cosmetic surgery and like the fucking thermostat up my ass, and I look like this now. Like, dude, shut the fuck up.
He's like, I had a handicap.
I had Puffy Combs fucking personal trainer. Now I look like this. Like, dude, shut the fuck up.
I'm going to recommend my physical therapist to a War Machine later on in the future because this shit worked wonders for me.
And Happy's like, this guy's a shifty character, and that shit was hilarious.
And, dude, when he's trying to figure out the tablet, like, that's great.
Yeah. When she or Happy basically hints, to Tony, hey, dude, you need to, your chick's about to get some new dick if you don't watch out, if you don't protect it. You need to realize this is the best bitch you're gonna get somehow, even though you're a billionaire superhero.
And Happy talks about how he used to get made fun of for being Iron Man's bodyguard.
And as if Iron Man wasn't the one who put on Pepper Potts.
Yeah.
Like, let's not forget that.
Dude, he put all of them on, and for some reason they all think they can control his life.
Yeah. If Tony told her to suck Rhodey's dick, she was sucking Rhodey's dick until he made her see it.
If he told Rhodey to suck Happy's dick, Rhodey better do that.
So she comes home. He buys her the tit rabbit, whatever the fuck that was, and that's when they show that he can use the suit without being in it.
Yeah.
As he's like, kiss my face slit and kiss my fucking suit dick too.
Yeah, here I made a dildo attached to the front of my suit. Just suck that.
And that's the same dildo she used to kick at Killian to kill at the end of the fucking
dildo
movie.
rocket, which I noticed too when we were watching it, that he pulls the dildo rocket too out of his arm to throw at the helicopter.
He gives the kid another dildo, a pocket rocket dildo.
So is Tony Stark the biggest sex toy manufacturer? Because he pulls out 3 different dildos and uses them as weapons.
Damn near. So she catches him, and he's like, "Oh, I want to pretend to care about you, so let me look into your eyes." And she's like, "I'm gonna take a shower," and he's like, "All right, I'll be in there, but we're not gonna have sex. We're just gonna sleep in our clothes later."
Yeah. And
then his fucking suit in his pussy ass dream about aliens and shit raping him, he fucking the suit protects them. I don't think hurts her at all. I think she just shows up and scares her.
Yeah.
She walks around and she's like, have fun sleeping by yourself, you fucking bitch. And
which, mind you, the scene before, when they're downstairs, he opens his heart up to her.
Yeah.
And is like,
it's like, dude, I haven't been sleeping.
Yeah.
And
he's crazy. He's basically like, man, I have been twacked out for 3 days. I have been jerking off in each and every Iron Man
This
suit.
element feels like meth now. Like, I can't.
He's like, I bumped up the wattage and I've been fucking riding the fucking tide.
And she's a bitch. She's a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
Like, for no reason. It's like, dude, who else... Like, if you compared him to anyone, maybe other than Captain America, who's the greatest. The greatest. MVP of the Avengers, for sure. If she is looking for another guy in this world, what can you do better than a billionaire superhero who saved the world?
Yeah. Yeah, right?
Can you fucking realize what you have at your hand? Like, yeah, so what? He's sort of an asshole.
And he's an asshole because he cares about you. He even says that. He's like, I'm trying to protect you. I'm sorry I've been distant. Let me talk about my flaws in front of you so you can be a bitch to me later.
It's like, bitch, I made you CEO.
Yeah.
What the fuck else do I got to do?
Yeah, because how special is Pepper Potts otherwise? She's not Iron Man.
Yeah.
She ain't shit.
Yeah.
Even Happy's more important than her because he actually protected him before he was Iron Man.
Yeah.
Pepper Potts just fucking sucked his dick for a couple of times and got a good secretary position. Eventually,
exactly.
Like all good secretaries, sucked her way up.
Yes, I mean, essentially, she doesn't deserve Tony Stark, is what I'm saying.
Not at all.
So, if anything, I don't buy it. That's what I'm saying. I buy the main bitch pimp relationship. I buy the brother-sister relationship. Don't buy the husband-wife. And probably why they get divorced later, so...
Yeah, well, which at the end of this movie would not imply that they're ever going to get divorced, mind you.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Happy conveniently shows up to fucking Extremis 2.
Yeah, he's following
Extremis Guy 2.
The fucking buzz cut,
he'll be a Hitman
that is.
93, whatever the fuck, and that, and he thinks it's drugs because Happy always.
Yeah, he always thinks the weirdest thing, the most cop thing to think. He's like, oh, he's a drug dealer.
Yeah, and and that's the first Extremis blow up. right? And I think if people were really smart watching this movie, you'd figure out, like, after they show the Extremis guy blow up, or whatever, that the Mandarin said he did it terrorist-wise. So you can already sort of figure out that, okay, there's something going on there.
Yeah,
right?
which is why I think they actually had to make the scene later on of Killian filming the Mandarin to sort of cover their ass on that one.
Yeah.
Because I think they revealed a little too much.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh shit, we got to make it seem like Killian actually like is working for the Mandarin.
And even so, and maybe it was the intent, is the Mandarin and Extremis shit didn't feel cohesive, really. Right?
Yeah. But I do like the Chinese theater speech he gives. He's like,
Yeah.
they sound Chinese. They look Chinese. Like, that shit's hilarious.
Yeah. And that's when, Happy gets blown up, so Iron Man, or of course Tony can't handle loss, so he's tripping out, and he fucking tells everyone his address, which, it doesn't really make sense. So he tells people his address because he's butthurt about Happy, right?
Yeah, he's like losing it.
And when he gets home, he's investigating the crime scene through his fucking Star Wars projections.
Yeah.
And some car shows up, and he's telling Jarvis is like, yo, somebody's coming to the gate. He's like, Jarvis, I gave everyone my home address. We should be locked up security. And Jarvis is like, dude, like, you just said that and, like, gave everyone in the world your address. What the fuck are you thinking? Why don't you be in your Iron Man suit right now and handle some shit?
Whoa. He has the Iron Legion. Why did he not just protect his own house?
That's what I don't get. Why wasn't he in super fortified mode? Your chick is in the house that you supposedly care about.
Yeah.
Which I still won't ever believe in these movies. But that he supposedly cares about. And he won't go in super fortified mode.
Well, what I think, too, is that maybe he's, because he's so twacked out by the PTSD, he's just making every mistake.
Yeah.
Like, he's purely reactionary. So his first thing when to get home was like, fuck, I gotta investigate this shit because I'm going to kill the Mandarin. And not really like, oh, shit, what did I just do?
That's true. Okay. I could buy that. And then, of course, with, what is going on, the Mandarin has to respond. Right?
Yeah.
And really, I thought it was a pretty good action scene. His ex-girlfriend shows up, and she's like, you think I want to suck your cock, but really I'm going to trick you. And
yeah, she's like, I've been growing the fire tree. It literally makes you spit hot fire. And I don't really need you for that. It's just that it makes people blow up, too.
Yeah.
So
smoking that napalm ganja,
Yeah.
And so, yeah, these helicopters fuck with Iron Man. He only has this one shitty suit. Or his newest prototype suit, whatever.
Well, it's not that he only has that. It's just
that's the one that can come to him.
Yeah, he can't get to the other ones. Which my first reaction then would be save Pepper Potts, get the suit, go to the better suits, and then come back out. But not Tony Stark. He's sleep deprived or some shit.
Yeah.
He nodded off halfway through the battle. It's like, oh shit, yeah, let's go.
Yeah. And he gets the suit on or whatever. It's not combat ready. So that shit was pretty clean. He threw the missile.
Another dildo
missile, and shoots a fucking piano at them.
Yeah.
And then they shoot up where Pepper is and the ex-girlfriend. He sort of just looks at the ex-girlfriend. He's like, oh, you're fucked. Yeah. And it lands on Pepper, and he gets the suit to go to her.
Yeah.
Right? And this is the biggest scene to me that shows that Tony is just really a self-absorbed dick, and why maybe Pepper should be a dick to him. Is she fucking gets on top of him as the roof's gonna fall on him, and she gets on top of him and saves him, and she's like, I got you. She didn't say anything derogatory or say it condescendingly. She's like, I got you. And Iron Man's like, I got you first.
Yeah.
I put you in the suit, you fucking bitch.
Yeah, he has to do that, essentially.
Yeah.
And you're right, he didn't even think about saving the botanist.
No.
At all.
He was like, he looked at her, he was like, I could, but eh.
Yeah, and then when he looks at the ground, he's like, okay, well, her body's still intact. Get it out of here.
Yeah.
Get her maybe lifeless body out of my fucking house.
And that's when he gets into the suit and falls in the water and has the fucking greatest Iron Man scene ever. Him shooting his arm out and pulling himself out. That shit was great. And then he where he was researching of the crime scene.
He sets the course.
He sets the course for his suit, and he winds up in snowy Tennessee.
Jarvis? Don't leave me, buddy.
Does it snow like that in Tennessee?
I'm sure it does.
Really?
I don't think Iron Man's that inaccurate.
In the South?
It's not that South. It's like Middle America.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It looked very mountainous. Put it that way.
Yeah, and he crashes. What I don't get is, so he crashes behind or in front of a car and bounces over it, one of the two. And they don't bother to turn around and be like, oh shit, are you okay? Or what the fuck just happened? You know, because, you know, in those states, they believe everything's an alien.
Yeah.
So there's not some hillbilly trying to rape an alien that's at least sort of interested in what crashed behind him.
Or when he goes into the bar and he, like, no one recognizes Tony fucking Stark. Which actually might be believable.
Even though
if he's not the fucking college football coach, no one's gonna recognize him.
Yeah, and what's weird is, like, with Tony Stark, it doesn't matter what he wears. He just looks like sort of a rich asshole. Even when he was wearing
like
the
a rich
hillbilly.
asshole that doesn't want to dress up all the time.
Yeah, and he's like, when he's wearing the hillbilly shit, he looked like a hipster. And he even complains. He's like, I had to steal a poncho from a Native American.
Well, yeah, because he's dragging his Iron Man suit around, and like you said, no one notices that somehow, and he just apparently, because Tony Stark now has saved the world, he just thinks he can just show up places.
Every garage is his.
He just shows up at this kid's fucking ex-meth lab house. He's like, yeah, my daddy ran away to get scratchers, and apparently bought a 20-sack of meth and never seen him again.
He's like, don't be a pussy kid.
And I forgot what he said about his mom. His mom's like, what, she's cracked out in the bathroom and never shows her face or some shit like that?
Or she, like, worked late or something like that.
So she's a prostitute.
Or I think he's maybe waitress.
She's a prostitute.
She's a prostitute.
Yeah.
There's no restaurants open that late.
Yeah, well, and speaking of that, but right before that, it's the gayest scene ever, right? Where Iron Man's like, hey, buddy. He's like, don't leave me, buddy. Don't leave me, buddy. So apparently he has a gay relationship with Jarvis.
Yeah.
And that's why he makes Vision.
Yeah.
So he can have a gay relationship with him. And
I would believe that.
When it really just becomes a dominant situation later on in the
would
movie.
that explain the dildos? Because he has a fascination with dildos, bullies, and Jarvis.
Yeah.
That explains a lot about Tony's character. He is so cold towards
Well, he's rich, so
Pepper.
think about it. Rich guy. He's rich and famous, so rich, they experiment.
Well, and he doesn't even like his wife. So he finds this kid
Yeah, he finds this fucking kid
with
who's
his
gonna be
like
future
dumb
Iron
potato
Boy.
gun.
Yeah.
Like he looks like he's a smart kid, but he also looks like he's a little heroined out.
Yeah.
And so he has a potato gun, and he's like, "Yo, the width of your cock isn't gonna be enough to fire that correctly."
Yeah. And then that's when Iron Man's really trying to figure out Tony now, because they want to split it up.
He's the mechanic.
Yeah, he's yeah, he can go to Pet Boys and make an Iron Man suit, that's for sure.
Probably fucking could.
And he's having anxiety attacks all over the place. And
Yeah, because the kid's pushing him into like talking about New York.
It's kids like, you know what this hole reminds me of? The wormhole. You remember that? You son of a bitch.
Yeah, and Tony's freaking the fuck out. And he's trying to hold it together, and you can see it in his eyes, he just wants to sock this kid a good one.
Oh, man, you did it, didn't you? You happy now?
Yeah.
He's not that much of an asshole.
Yeah, and that's when they go into the bar where no one recognizes him because the kid, conveniently knows that the military guy that died from Extremis,
his crack
was
whore
mom. Yeah, was always looking for some ways to get crack in the bar.
You're not the guy that came. You're not the guy.
Because it wasn't a guy, as
Yeah.
we know. It wasn't a guy.
Yeah, it wasn't even a guy. It ends up not being. So why did she even say that? You're not the guy that called. This is my
And-
smoker's breath.
And apparently, where Extremis is supposed to heal you, this scarred up, B-rated, Halle Berry looking chick, who Tony makes fun of still because he's a dick to any kind of deformity.
Yeah, he's like that haircut.
You're not that hot. Your haircut's
suits
whatever.
you." Yeah, the way he says it, he's like, I guess. He's like, oh, I'm sorry I bumped into you with your physical deformity. Let me make you feel bad.
And this is where the stuff gets good, is because Killian's trying to hide stuff, using the Mandarin as a terrorist attack for these Extremis explosions, which is basically his whatever. What's the actual science term for what he's doing? I don't know. Like what is he doing to the body? I don't remember. Is it like a healing factor? Is he trying to create a healing factor and it just
regeneration.
Yeah, regeneration. But then if you overheat, you explode. And you
Because it has something to do with how your body handles like electromagnetic charge. So you can it creates heat essentially.
So Extremis
Sort
would
of.
have been useful to Japan in World War II.
Yeah, I mean, if
Wolverine would have been there and killing most of them.
Wolverine would have had a greater healing factor and just kept going.
Yeah, so anyways, so he goes into the bar, no one recognizes him in, and she tried the Halle Berry Extremis number 5 chick, whatever the fuck, I can't keep count, tries to fuck him up. Apparently she can shoot a shotgun from 18 miles away and almost hit him.
I like his thing too. He looks at the dude, he's like, you ain't seen nothing yet, motherfucker. He just jumps through the window. Like, that was the crazy
thing. He does
thing.
too many quips in this movie while he, like,
but less than the first.
Yeah.
Less than the first, mind you, because the first was all one-liners. But what was funny about that, he's like, you want to see something, or whatever he says, and he's basically saying, like, you ain't seen nothing yet, even though if the dude were in the bar, he would have seen this chick's hand go through the sheriff, or to go through a dude to grab the sheriff's gun so he could kill him.
Yeah.
Like, that's way more impressive.
And it was a brutal scene.
Oh, yeah, but that's more impressive than jumping through a window.
Yeah.
Like... But Tony's so self-absorbed, he's like, watch me jump through this window.
Yeah, it's because it's Tony doing it.
Yeah.
And it it shows that they're trying to cover up something, and that Tony escapes. He blows her up in a microwave, or with a microwave.
With a microwave? Yeah, but that was what I don't get is he needed the microwave to ignite the gas, but not the fire on the ground. That she just stepped through like the fucking mummy.
Yeah, she looks like a zombie going through it.
Like she's just crawling through and she's making some weird fucking facial expressions. And what does she say? She's like, is that it? A cheap trick and a one-liner?
Yeah, which was the whole movie.
Yeah. It's just all of Tony Stark's character.
Yeah.
It's like, what, you do, a big bag of weed?
So he escapes. He didn't escape. He fucks up the guy trying to, assumingly he thinks that making a water tower fall is better than him just actually running up to Tony and killing him.
Yeah, I guess he was trying to like flush him out. And
he has the kid use the fleshlight, fucking the fleshlight weapon,
the flashlight,
Hitman 93, and so he fucks him up with the one timer, and he steals his car keys, and they leave.
He steals a dude's car,
and then to end it, as he's continued to be a dick to this kid, hates on his daddy issues.
Yeah.
I really like that interaction, I'm not gonna lie.
The last interaction.
Really cool.
They had which is so weird because it's hard to want to admit, like as an adult man, that you enjoyed the interaction between a kid and a hero in an action movie.
Yeah.
And this was one of the rare times where they were both such dicks to each other that you almost forgot he was talking to a kid.
Yeah.
He tries to poison the kid with Smarties.
And that's when he's driving out and he's like, I'm gonna fucking get the Mandarin.
Yeah.
And then he has his 1950s fucking Adam West Batman movie. He's like, oh, MIA aim, Killian.
Yeah.
And he goes to get Mandarin, right? And that's what happens next, right? Oh no, excuse me. He goes into the van first to try and figure out some more, but Tony Stark just showing up in a van.
Yeah.
And he meets his fucking Carson Daly lookalike.
Yeah, what does he say too? He's like, what is that? The Hispanic Scott Baio tattoo? Like he's even a dick. Like
he says some funny shit in the movie.
Dude, he calls the kid a pussy. Like that's hilarious.
And
he's in the van and this dude is like obviously modeled to look like him.
Yeah.
But a little fatter and he's like in love with him and he's basically like, okay, I get this a lot from a lot of people. You're not special, dude.
Yeah.
Like he basically is a dick to his quote unquote biggest fan.
Yeah. So, and I think at this point, what's his name? Killian kidnaps Pepper, as Pepper and the ex-girlfriend look like they're gonna have a scissoring scene, which I was praying for. Right?
Yeah, but that's true.
And Killian just kills a guy for no fucking reason.
Yeah, he just walks up and snaps it, and it was like the room service guy.
It was kind of funny.
Yeah, like it shows how little regard he has for life. It was the room service guy, a trick that he probably set up. Yeah. And he's like, I'm gonna kill this guy.
And the ex-girl was like, he built it on Empire military contracts. And Pepper's like, that's what we did. Yeah. Tony's a dick. You want to start eating each other's pussy? Like, then it gets weird, and he kidnaps, Pepper.
Oh, we forgot to mention the other pretty cool Mandarin scene too, where he somehow manages to get his phone number into the president's phone. And I just
And
like,
was
he's like,
this after his fortune cookie shit?
yeah,
Or
this is
was
after
it-
this. It's like, good name, good man. He's just like, I'll give you, what does he say? He's like, half a minute to call me. And he just like, he basically, which is a cool ploy, right? If you're really trying to be a terrorist and like
Yeah.
inspire terror, like, and you give someone the option to save someone, you're like, just kidding, pop, shoot him
Yeah.
in the head. Like, that's going to scare the fuck out of people.
Yeah.
Like, that is a good way to tear down a country in terms of like security, like feeling secure.
Yeah. And Killian was just gonna murder Pepper, but
Yeah.
the chick's saving her, and she's like, now we can get to him because he's the one with the real formula, as they reveal later.
Yeah.
And Killian's like, all right. Like, as he makes his decisions the whole movie, he's just like, okay, let's do that then.
Yeah.
Fuck it. And
Like, I was gonna kill you because, well, one, I wanted to kill Tony, or Tony needed to go because my boss said he needed to go, and I'm just killing you because you told me no.
yeah.
Like, you told me no for too long. Even when I was hot, you told me no.
And at this time now, Iron Man's on revenge mode, and he's like, "Yo, is the Iron Man suit ready?" And the kid's like, "Nah," and then he has his pussy panic attack.
It's like,
Oh no! And the kid's like, "Hey, can you stop being a bitch and realize you're a fucking mechanic?"
Like, you are a mechanic, bro. You just said that as a joke, but you're literally a mechanic and like one of the best.
Yeah.
So he makes, some karate shit, like a whip, and some bombs, and like what feels like a gumball gun or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is sort of cool, I guess, when he's actually fighting. This whole movie, you just see him actually like fighting people and being creative.
Yeah.
That's what I think would have benefited the first one more. Is showing more of him figuring out the suit and like just his ability.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like they waited for 3 movies to figure out Tony's true like ability.
True. I completely agree with that. And so he ransacks fucking Yardbirds, and he fucking wherever the fuck he goes into.
Yeah.
He gets some things.
And he like electric chairs a dude. That shit was sick. It was like,
That's what I don't get. Like, that's all I was saying. Like, okay, he didn't have his wallet or whatever, as opposed to like what he probably has some form of Bitcoin or
did he
something.
rob the Home Depot?
Yeah, I don't know. So if you're saying he bought something, so why not just buy a gun when you have all these these fucking thingy-majigs that you kill people with? It looked like he killed someone because he fucking kicked that dude in the water fountain and threw a ornament bomb at his face.
Yeah. And then you have to assume even
And then
if
he grabs
wasn't,
the gun anyways.
You'd have to assume if he wasn't dead, the dude at least drowned, because no one was gonna pull him out of the fountain if he was knocked out. So, yeah, and then he pulls the gun anyway.
Yeah.
Which may or may not be fake, according to what Slattery says.
Yeah.
Which is the big reveal.
Yeah.
Trevor Slattery, renowned actor.
And then the reveal of Mandarin, right?
Yeah.
So it was just to me, for where the movie was going, it just sucked the air out of it.
Deflated it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. It does deflate it a little bit.
It would have been fine some other point in the movie.
I think they had to do it like that because they wanted that last scene to last so long.
Yeah, I agree. And the whole exposition with Mandarin explaining what's going on with Killian, that he's used as a symbol,
which is sort of funny. He nods off.
It was cool.
He actually nods off during a conversation.
And then Hitman 93 just nonchalantly captures Tony.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Did you tell him anything?" And Mandarin's like, "No, not really." And he's like, "All right."
Yeah.
And that was just the end. Like, he was just like, "All right."
No, I like what he says. He's like, "Why didn't you hit the panic button?" He's like, "Because I panicked at first, but then I handled it."
Yeah, that was crazy. And so yeah, they have Tony, and now Killian's like, "Look, I was gonna kill myself, but now my penis isn't warded, and I
don't have a
normal.
club penis anymore."
And then he shows him that he has Pepper. He's shoving extremis up her ass, right, or something.
Yeah, he's putting the extremis in her.
And he's like, "I'm gonna make you desperate."
And that's when
I'm assuming he was trying to get Tony to help them, get it perfect.
Yeah,
right?
and that's when the chick starts threatening, like, "Hey, you need to stop fucking hurting him and her, or else I'm gonna kill myself."
Yeah.
And he shoots her.
Yeah.
He just shoots her, and then he looks at Tony.
He thought about it for a second. He was like, don't do this. And then he was, like I said, his decision making, he was just like, wait, you're sort of pissing me off, so fuck it.
Yeah, and then he turns to Tony. He's like, "Well, I have you now, so I don't need her, and I have a reason to make you work for me. And when all this is done, I'm gonna fuck your lady." Like, and so
Extremis style, bruh.
yeah,
I'm gonna dragon fucking fire out my dick through her, coming out of her mouth, and you're gonna watch it all.
and that's when he tells him too that he was, I was gonna kill myself, and then I realized my strongest strength was from working from behind the scenes. Yeah, like, come on, dude.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, my dad caught 3 fish. That's a joke, right?
Yeah, and then he tries to get a suit, and he's like, 3, 2, 1, and he keeps trying to get a suit. And War Machine, that was a cool little scene.
Yeah.
With War Machine he goes to free the Nike shoemakers in the Middle East, and one of them ends up being Extremis.
Yeah.
And,
Extremis number 19.
Yeah, well, she was like sitting there for like at least 5 days making Nike shoes. Like, when the fuck is this dude gonna show up? And then he finally shows up, and she's like, thank fucking God I can get out of this shithole. Because she's probably, like, sort of self-absorbed American.
Yeah, and they get him, and Killian shows, at this point, a pretty grounded movie. Just goes in complete fuckery.
When he becomes Bowser.
He blows... He becomes Bowser, and he fucking blows fire, and Don Cheadle's like, huh?
Yeah.
I didn't see that thing. Is this a comic book or not?
Yeah. Well, again, going back to the point, in the other 2 movies, they never fought superpowered people.
Yeah.
Like, so War Machine's never actually fought someone with
True.
powers before.
That's true. And it's sort of cool, too, because, like, Tony calls a suit. He kills all the like, after he sees Pepper, he's like, oh, fuck this. I'm just killing everyone. Fuck it.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool.
Except for the one guy.
Like, when
these guys are
when
weird.
he's got just his boot, and he's, like, jetting around
Yeah,
shooting
with the boot
fucking...
in a hand, and he has, like, an Uzi.
That was kind of cool.
He spun in a circle and shot the gun. That's all he did was spun in the circle.
So they go back to the Mandarin, and Rhodey's, like, obviously a very violent man. And he's like, I'm going to fucking shoot this guy just because he's not answering our questions right. And even though Tony already told him that he was fake, he was just an actor.
Yeah.
Still, Rhodey was like, I'm going to kill this motherfucker.
I don't think he was going to shoot him. He just put the hot barrel of the gun up
Yeah.
to his head.
No, he was like, I swear to God, I want to shoot his face
Oh,
off.
yeah. But, dude, Rhodey popping out of War Machine?
Yeah, that shit was
Like,
crazy.
he just was ready to thump.
But here's my biggest problem, is when all the shit went down, like, they just left Rhodey. The bad guys. They just left him there. And
Well,
he ran
yeah.
away, and he escaped.
Yeah. His escape was much easier than Tony's.
I'd rather watch Chris Tucker Rush Hour escape when he goes to get Jackie Chan
Yeah.
than that Don Cheadle one. That's how stupid it was to me. But, yeah, and it was a CGI fest with Tony in that scene. And, they go to the Mandarin. The Mandarin's like, it's something to do with the vice president. Like, that was it.
Yeah.
Right? And-
That was funny about it. He's like, well, I know their plan. He's
Yeah.
like, it takes place here, I think. I heard them talking about doing this, and it has to do with the vice president. Like, they gave him 3 facts that were useless.
Well, they call the vice president, tell him what's up, and as they got Don Cheadle, Tom Petty Cheadle out of the fucking Iron Patriot suit, Hitman 93 gets into it, and they go get the president.
Yeah.
Right? And you're like, why are they getting the fucking president? And then when they call the vice president,
That's the better reveal.
that was great.
That was-
Because I didn't see that coming fucking at all.
No, not
But-
in the least.
But my biggest problem with it is Iron Man 3 timeline before Winter Soldier. Because in Winter Soldier, when Natasha is talking in the jury about S.H.I.E.L.D. and shit, the vice president is on that council.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I don't
don't
know if they're run. They haven't. No one's come out in the Marvel universe and really explained the actual chronological order of the movies.
Yeah. But so they show the vice president, his daughter doesn't have a leg or whatever, and that's why they're going to push Extremis through. And that's what Killian's goal is, to make Extremis the shit. That's what I'm saying, is he became evil over his pure idea, which is like they say at the end. It was like this idea for life to help people that made this dude fucking crazy.
Yeah, and the Extremis does affect the brain.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's sort of like Hank Pym's particle, where it's like, okay, well, you weren't really supposed to use this for as long as you've been using it.
Yeah. So essentially, they were going to kill the president to get the vice president to take over, and also behind the scenes, Killian was going to control terror whenever Extremis went wrong.
Yeah.
So that shit was actually really solid, which is why I said the movie's around a 6.9, because there's a lot of things that are like really stupid. I'm like, okay, I could not see that again. And there's other parts that are like, okay, that's actually really cool
Yeah.
for a movie.
I
And,
enjoyed especially once it gets towards the end. Once it hits the vice president's part is where it starts picking back up again.
Yeah. Well, and Dr. Dre is in control on the control panel of the military, so that's great. And I like, so they go to the plane to stop the Iron Patriot thing from happening. A great scene happens.
They're too late.
He kills Hitman 93.
Yeah, he's like, fuck
with the
you.
chest beam.
He's like, fuck you. I finally got you. I shot you in the face before. I'm gonna fucking blow your heart out.
Yeah, that shit was great. And the plane scene where they drop all the...
yeah. That was intense.
That was great.
For being, like, sort of wacky?
Yeah, it was great. I actually really liked it. The only problem is I just didn't really get why he needed Pepper at this point. At this point. Tony's gone already. You're already going to kill the president. Like, was he literally just going to make her fuck him?
I think he was, like, at this point he was like, well, I used you...
Because she even says, you know, I'm your trophy.
Yeah, well, I think in his mind it's like, I used you to get Tony, and Tony's gone, so maybe Tony will come back, but if anything, I'm going to see if the extremist can run its course in you, and if it does, then you're going to be my lady.
Yeah.
Like...
The shit was... And she was just like, accepted it.
Yeah, she was like, okay.
She's a bitch.
It's better than living with Iron Man.
Yeah. It's better than having billions of dollars and fucking a superhero that saves the world, but... yeah, so she almost dies as the explosion happens, and there's just a bunch of explosions at the end.
Dude,
it's just CGI fest, explosions.
But it was sort of cool.
Rhodey is should be in the Olympics for fucking...
Oh, dude, the jump that he made...
Off the mayor's container?
Yeah,
that fucking
the president's container.
Onto the president, like, oh my god, that was so bad.
The jump that... And then it, like, broke, so he had to swing, so now he's a trapeze artist.
Yeah.
And then he had to jump, grab the president, and, like, swing again with the president to get him down. He's like, you look damn good, sir. Like, that's my response would have been like, holy fuck, I know you're the president, but you see that shit?
Yeah, that's really funny. And, of course, so like I said, at this point, so the first act of the movie, Pepper's a bitch.
Super.
A whiny, annoying bitch.
Yeah.
Annoying bitch. Can't slur the INGs. And in the second act of the movie, she's a damsel in distress. And in the third act of the movie, when fucking Killian turns into Ryu.
Yeah, right? or Eddie Guerrero from fucking...
And he's fucking up Iron Man. I actually didn't really mind that fight scene, though. Just some inconsistencies, all with Extremis. Because Extremis, the power of people... I mean, even though they do mention that you're a phony... punk-ass bitch, apparently, if you can't handle Extremis, and we'll kick you out of the program.
Or you'll just explode
Or you'll
die.
just explode.
Yeah.
So it's better than not having two fingers, though, right? So, anyways, Extremis, or Acne. Extremis,
but it doesn't get rid of burn marks.
He becomes fucking Smaug from fucking The Hobbit, and he can blow fire and shit.
Yeah, he can blow fire. He can do capoeira fighting like Eddie Guerrero from fucking Tekken.
Yeah, I mean, Capcom should sign him, and they should throw him in the new Marvel vs. Capcom and just fucking...
Bro, Killian sort of be sick as a Mortal Kombat character.
Anywho, so they're fighting or whatever, and he gets him in the Iron Man suit and self-detonates it, right?
Before that,
so Pepper falls... Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, before that, what I really like, too, is Tony was sort of willing to die at that point because he thinks Pepper is dead.
Oh, that's right.
And so when the suit initially comes, he gets all excited. He's like, the prodigal son returns or whatever. And it's coming, and it crashes and breaks down. And his attitude towards that is like, well, fuck it. I guess just kill me.
Yeah.
Like, that was just his thing.
That's true. And she falls into a big explosion. He explodes the guy in Iron Man. And
all the Iron Man suits fighting were sick.
And he gets down, and he, is scared that half the head is still Killian, that he's going to die, right?
Yeah.
And Pepper comes out, right? And she's like, what the fuck? And he had his Iron Man suit set on people with Extremis. So his Iron Man suit tries to attack Pepper. It's the worst scene
Another
in the movie.
jump flip.
The worst CGI jump flip I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was bad. And then,
she looked like herself in Shrek trying to hit that Iron Man suit. That's how CGI it looked.
And then somehow she manages to put her arm through the middle of the Iron Man suit and then manipulate it up into the arm of the Iron Man suit. And without the rest of the body of the Iron Man suit, which is where you assume the computer is.
She kicks the dildo missile at
Killian,
who's alive.
He's
Scorpion now from fucking Mortal Kombat.
Stark made dildo. Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. Somehow the hand works. It doesn't make any
And
fucking
that's what
sense.
kills him, and they just know he's dead, even though he survived like 2 explosions, and she survived a fucking explosion. But
Yeah.
it's over now, and Pepper's like, yeah, I've been a bitch, but so what?
Later. Well, we didn't even really talk on the house party scene either.
Yeah, and he's like, you should wear sports bras more at home. It's like, damn, your chick doesn't even wear sports, like, bras for you at home?
Yeah,
Like,
what
what?
the fuck was he saying that for? He said some weird shit. What'd you think, though, of all the suits?
Destroying him?
No, just all the suits in general.
I thought
fighting.
they were cool.
Like,
It's just too much going on.
it was really
It
fast.
was too loud.
too loud.
Yeah,
Fucking too goddamn loud.
At the end, too, it's funny because it's like she basically says, I get why you have these suits, why you're a pretentious prick.
And then
too.
she divorces him.
And then,
I
and
get
he's-
it, and I'm
he's
cool.
like, I'll explode them still, though, because I somehow love you. Let's try and make that a theme of this movie,
Yeah,
is that
he's
Tony
like-
cares about her so much.
What he stole from Batman, clean slate protocol.
Yeah.
He's like, you need the clean slate. Okay. So then he fucking admits that he makes his own mistakes.
Yeah.
That's what the whole movie led to. Tony admits that he made his own mistakes.
And it all leads to him getting more ego-brained and saying, well, fuck, it wasn't the suits. I am Iron Man because I'm the greatest.
Yeah, he basically does do that. He goes to the point where he's like, okay, well, yeah, I get it. You know, I mean, I fucked up and everything,
Yeah.
but dude, if it weren't for me, then no one would have been saved from all my problems.
That's true.
So it's like, basically the moral of the story is Tony is such an egomaniac that he's proud of himself for fixing his own mistakes.
We have to end it on that. That's the greatest ending ever. So what's our scores?
All right, so I'll go
far?
over my list right here.
Yeah,
At
since
no-
we have the same, I think we're around the same in the 4 movies. So yeah, you just go first and I'll go second.
So for number 13, I have the Hulk at a 2.5.
Okay.
For number 12, I have Thor 2 at a 3. For number 11, I have Thor 1 at a 6. Get some of that sexy another. At number 10, I have Ant-Man with a 6.5. That was one ugly looking dog. At number 9, I have Avengers with a 6.7.
They will kill you.
They will
fans.
fucking kill you. At number 8, I have the first Iron Man with a 7. To me, the first Iron Man is the benchmark where it starts getting good.
Yeah.
Like from
Well,
here on
starts, they're all
out. No, I
good.
mean from here on out on my list. Like Iron Man is about where for me where I started enjoying the movies. Avengers even is like
Yeah.
sometimes. So number 7, I have Captain America: The First Avenger at a 7.2.
Okay.
Makes me want to stand at attention every time I watch it.
Well,
Or
especially with Peggy's tits.
yeah, well, like I said,
Because
so
if you can't get drunk.
you can stand at attention, you can kneel, or you can sit, however you want to salute your country. At number 6, I have Iron Man 2 at a 7.5.
Okay.
At number 5, and this is where we're at right now, I have Iron Man 3 at a 7.8.
All right. I have the ever so incredible Hulk at number 13 with the ever so generous score of a 3.5. That's all I got to say about that. Number 12, Thor 2 with a 4.4. 4 of those points was a Cap cameo for a minute and 30 seconds.
Right, I love that cameo.
Best cameo ever. 11, Ant-Man with a 6.0. Like I said, a lot of people jerk that movie off, but it just was boring to me.
Yeah.
Sort of sucked. But, Carlos Pena's the greatest. I mean, Eric Pena.
Michael
Pena. Fuck. Yeah. Number 10, Iron Man 3, 6.9.
You did not like it.
That's not like... 6.9 is solid. That's
Yeah.
a recommendation. At
Yeah.
least. If you're getting over a 6, that's a recommendation to me. But number 9, the Thor, Odin Coma got it at about 5 points.
His little
And,
thug
and
tear.
Loki finding out he has a blue dick, it gives it the other
Oh,
2 points.
man.
So that they got a 7. Number 9, Thor, 7 for me. Number 8, Iron Man 2, I gave it a 7.1. But the more I watch that movie, the more Mickey Rourke is a fucking goon. And Number 7, I have Iron Man at a 7.3. About 3 of those points were Terrence Howard is a little too fat to fit an Iron Man suit. Number 6, Cap 1, 7.4. Probably doesn't deserve the 7.4, but it's Cap.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say about that. And my number 5 was Avengers with a 7.9, which I still feel like I had to give it that score.
You know how I felt about the Avengers.
Yeah,
I literally just said that I didn't think my list of movies got good until after the Avengers.
What is more appealing to you, the soggy poo men from Suicide Squad, or the Safeway Select aliens in Avengers?
At least the aliens in Avengers had giant dicks floating through the sky that shot like other aliens out of it.
And they were on fucking alien jet skis and toboggans and fucking,
Right? They were sea-dewing around the fucking Earth.
And the soggy poo men were just like melting into the concrete and becoming sewage.
And they were all fighting in one hallway. So
you know what would be cool is if Suicide Squad, like the Ninja Turtles, made an appearance and fucking Michael Bay made things explode and Deadshot like killed Raphael.
that's a little outside the point, but I feel it.
Yeah, and then the Avengers came and Hulk fucking raped Raphael's dead
Let's-
body.
Jesus.
Yeah, Hulk's an necrophilia.
Hulk thought it was She-Hulk because it was green.
Well, and She-Hulk has to put on a red bandana when she's on her period because she'll just kill everyone. That's our rankings. If you have a problem with it, just know that it's our order.